Good morning. Hello again, Michael Ware. Actually, it's good afternoon now. I'm sorry I messed that up right out of the chute. Good afternoon, Michael Ware
Right.
with IFC's Warrior Wednesday. We have Bruce Deschamps with us with Sako. It's not Sako, it's Sako, Sako. I'm glad that you're here today. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you, Michael, for giving me the opportunity to join your podcast today. I think it's going to be a great conversation.
Fantastic. Now, tell us real quick where you're recording from.
So I'm based in a city called Rovaniemi, Finland. I think you've heard about that city before, as you had an interview with Nikki some weeks ago or time ago. So it's the biggest city in the northern part of Finland, actually located on the Arctic Circle. So I'm working remotely from there. Yeah.
Do you know Nikki by chance?
No. I don't know. I've never met her personally, but we have the same center of interest in terms of hobbies, I would say.
Yeah. Okay. She's an interesting young lady. I just for those people wondering, we recorded her a while back. I found her through an article in the Independent, and they were talking about these women in Finland that were gearing up for the potential to have to defend life, liberty, and home.
Yeah.
And they became part of a group to organize all the way from, of course, the issue of self-defense, but just how to live daily life in case something happened. And people don't realize it, but what is it, 800 or 900 miles of border you share with Russia?
Yeah, roughly. So it's 1,300 kilometers. So I don't know exactly the conversion in miles, but it's a long distance of shared borders. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, there's a genuine consideration there. So it was interesting. If any of you want to listen to that podcast, it was a good time visiting with her. So thank you for coming on today. As I said, I ran into Nikki through an article that featured her and some others in the Independent. And I ran across Bruce. I didn't know him. I'm just learning him now. But on LinkedIn, here's the title of the article: The Rise of the Educated Hunter. What precision rifle sports tell us about the future. And I want to read an excerpt, and we'll hop right in here. Okay, Bruce?
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is how he starts. And he wrote this article on July 19th. I'll link to it so people can see this in the description and go read it themselves. The biggest threat to the hunting industry isn't regulation. It's irrelevance. For a long time until today, our industry has competed by making better products, offering lighter rifles, higher BC bullets, better optics, quieter and lighter suppressors, and the list goes on. Every year, the industry comes up with another feature, another camo, another coating. But what if we've been solving the wrong problem? Look at what's happening with the Precision Rifle Series and the NRL Hunter. Together, these disciplines now represent roughly 1,200 sanctioned matches annually and an estimated 12,000 to 15,000 active competitors worldwide, with participation continuing to grow internationally. And I'll swap down here to a portion of the article that I wanted to hone in on. The brands that won't win, the brands that win won't just manufacture rifles or ammunition. They'll build ecosystems that help people become more skilled, more confident, and ultimately more successful in the field by offering, and this is important, listen to this, communities, content, digital tools, training, education, ballistics, events, coaching. Now those are a couple excerpts from a slightly longer think piece that I'd encourage everybody to go read. But it caught my attention, Bruce, because I really believe that the things that we're doing that advance the industry in terms of tech are good. I'm not suggesting that they aren't, and I'm not suggesting that they're gimmickry. But underneath that, you're going to need community. And that's exactly what you led with. And I think that was the right word to put first. So tell us a little about what brought you to that idea and why.
So the thing that brought me to actually write this article is very personal. I am very keen on, due to my work, trying to explore basically what people are actually doing, when they are actually practicing sport shooting, whether we talk about long range shooting, practical pistol, or anything related to firearms. And I noticed myself while I was actually getting into these different disciplines, that actually the community is here to help you all the time, and the people are very open-minded and to actually help you, give you information and so on. But once you go back home, then you still need to have something to actually rely on to actually continue learning things. And that's where I actually noticed that many brands actually don't really have this sort of ecosystem yet. Some of them have started already doing it, but I think we still have a long way to go before we are able to propose any things like these different services that I listed on the article, such as community content, ballistic calculator, all these kind of things that we need actually as consumers or people practicing this type of sports to learn and progress in the disciplines.
Well, I don't understand it exactly, because, okay, I'm looking at the bullet points right now, and this is important. I'll read them off again. Communities, content, digital tools, training, education, ballistics, events, and coaching. All of those things exist in at least in North America right now, but I would not tell you they all exist under one umbrella. Are you suggesting they need to be centrally located?
Yes, especially I was actually seeing that from my own position as a Sako employee, Sako marketing manager, basically how our brands actually could nurture and help all the people that are actually our biggest fan, or people who are actually using our products to become better hunters or to become better shooters. How can we help them progress into these disciplines? And I noticed that some of the brands do already have certain of these tools, but not everywhere in Europe. For example, in the US, you're always a little bit time in advance compared to us. We're always late in terms of adopting all these kind of things. But what I see is that we are getting there slowly but surely.
Well, what does that, I mean, does it look different region by region, country by country, or will the digital realm make this a little bit more unified? I mean, do you have a prediction there, or what do you think would be best?
Oh, that's a difficult question. I actually haven't thought about that. If this would be a little bit more universal, or should be like brand specific, or anything like this. So what I see and what I feel is, if we want to progress as brands in the industry, this is the next thing that we need to look at if we want to keep moving forwards, keep proposing new solutions to hunters and sport shooters. Of course, by innovating, by creating or manufacturing new products, this is a no-brainer. We always adopt new technologies, new materials, and so on. This is something that we all do, and many brands are already pretty good at doing this. But the other aspect of taking the consumer with them together and following the same path along the progress of the company in terms of product development and so on, there's still a lot of work to do in many companies. And that's where basically the digital space here can help, and all these community content and these sort of things, creating local events, because there's nothing better than basically a real human interaction, to go at the ranch, try products, share experience, and so on. So these elements are very important.
Well, I see people doing that in every realm, whether it's a manufacturer who says, hey, I want to have a range day. Come out here. We'll bring our product representatives. We'll bring our product. You come out and we'll integrate and educate, and we'll be inclusive, right? I see people that are offering digital tools online. There are some tremendous ballistics calculators, whatever else. I see advocacy groups like America has a lot of Second Amendment advocacy groups. You're talking to one, So there are aspects of this that I think that some people are doing well. I just don't know if it's universal. If it's truly organized beyond the basics that exist in a substrata, if you will. So I just mentioned that there's a manufacturer doing it this way. There's a Second Amendment advocacy group doing it that way. I don't know if there's an overarching umbrella that's going to bring all this together, but I wonder if it did, what that might be like and what it might look like. That's possible. I mean,
Mm.
25 years ago, you had forums in
Yes.
okay. So everybody would hop on. I mean, I grew to know a lot of people through ar15.com.
Yes,
There was a
me
lot of
too.
people that jumped on there. So not just from America, but from a lot of places.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is the stuff that I noticed that was specific to my state of Iowa was really different than what it was like for folks in New York or California.
Yeah.
But we crossed over a little bit because there was a digital landscape for us to share. So that's why I asked the question about if the digital realm would help with this, because it tends to transcend time or whatever. And logistics, I mean, Finland is a long way from Iowa. You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah.
But here we are right now in real time talking with one another. I didn't think a few weeks ago when I woke up, I'd be talking with somebody that worked for Sako and we'd be having this conversation, but we have this availability now and we're using it to other people's advantage. And I think that that's fantastic.
It is. And I follow your point now when we talk about it becoming universal, and it's already in a sense like universal, as you said, because people are coming from different horizons, practicing different activities or different disciplines, whether it's for hunting or sport shooting, but they are sharing opinions, they are sharing experience through these digital tools already. So everybody is taking something when they leave out from this platform. They have learned something new or discovered something different, and I think that's what makes the beauty of it. Yeah,
I agree. So I'm going to ask you a question you might not have bargained for, but so what kind of effort is Sako putting into, or are you putting effort into what you're saying needs to be done? I mean, I'll read it again. The brands that win won't just manufacture rifles and ammunition. They'll build ecosystems. Are you indicating that Sako TIKKA wants to build this ecosystem?
So these are directions that we are actually looking at and currently actually exploring how we can actually adopt these technologies. We have been renewing our website like a couple of years ago, and from this particular platform we have the ability to extend it and create this sort of digital touch points where people can meet up or converse with the brands directly. So this is something that we definitely are going to develop in the coming years. Because we see that there's a real value. We know that our products are working very well and are very popular, especially if you mention the TIKKA rifles to any American hunter, they all know about TIKKA, and Sako as well. So this is where we see that we can bring an extra value by offering this new digital platform and services. To connect better with these people actually and understand them better, understand their needs, ask them for inputs if we want to develop a specific products and these sort of things, and that's where basically we see the value in it.
Okay, I follow. I'm going to share for those people listening. I want you to consider going to sako.global. So that's Sako. And I know that you may think that I'm saying SOCKO, but I'm not. Sako is SAKO. And you can find that at sako.global. I'm going to share that. It tends to slow things down for a little bit. So let me see if I can do that without crashing us. Okay. All right, here we go. All right. I think we should be seeing in just a second the website come through. And here we are. So let me see. When we navigate to your site, and we can go through products, hunting, sport shooting, defense, the company itself, finding a place where we can get a retailer or resources. Those are all very good. I don't see community listed here yet. What made that look like for you guys?
Oh, that's a very difficult question to answer right now. We are right in the beginning of the whole process and concepting ideas. We have already been discussing and working on different concepts, but there's nothing concrete really to show yet. So we will have to keep you waiting for a while before we are able actually to provide you more hints about what's to come. But yeah, so
well, I
so,
can
but it will
understand
be,
that.
yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead, please. You were starting to say
Yes,
something.
but the point that I wanted to add to this is that it will be fully integrated into the website. So we want basically to provide a unified experience to anybody who comes to visit our website, and based on their visit, also offer a personalized experience of the website, deliver specific type of content that people are interested in based on their profile, and so on and so on. So it's going to be really extended in terms of what we can offer in terms of personalization as well. So we have a lot of different ideas. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny. I keep coming back, Bruce, to the same types of things, no matter what I'm doing in life. I mean, I'm a very faith-forward type of guy. As a Christian, it's the most important thing in my life. And what I realize is, you know, people need to come alongside one another. I don't know if you're very biblically literate, but when Adam was in the garden running around, it didn't take long of observation, and God looked at him and said, "You're not any good by your own. You need a helper, you know, so you need somebody with you." So he needed somebody to come alongside and somebody to come alongside him. That's what we're talking about when we talk about these communities. You can have a great weapon. You can have it well equipped. You can have it with a sizzling chambering, fantastic optics. You can have all these things, but not a lot of people want to do that all by themselves in what you and I might call isolation. So exactly. I think that we're better together than we are apart across the board. And you're describing a community that helps bring all the aspects of quality shooting, enjoyment, successful harvests on hunts, great practices, train ups. You're talking about bringing all these things together. And I think that that's really, really smart. And I would also say, I think the premise of your article is if we don't do that, you'll find yourself losing out. I think that that's a shot across the bow to the companies that don't think that they need to do it.
Yeah, indeed. I think that anybody in the firearm industry working for any manufacturer should consider actually this idea of, you know, going the extra mile. So, okay, we do have outstanding products. We offer outstanding products to our consumers audience. But what if we could go the extra mile and provide them better information, help them actually become better people by using our products, or become better at doing what they do, whether it's hunting, whether it's law enforcement, whether it's military, whether it's, so there are multiple dimensions into this aspect in topic.
Well, how long's your company been around?
Oh, 100 years, a bit more than 100. I think 105 now.
That's a little while. That's a little while. That's fantastic.
We celebrated the century a few years ago, actually. So, and I've been in the company only for 6 years, and I am by no means fully knowledgeable of anything related to firearm. Like, I've been joining the company 6 years ago. I've been a hunter all my life, but there are still many things that I need to learn, and especially in the long range game. I've never really been shooting a lot, I would say, long range, whether we talk about hunting or on plates, basically. So I'm currently learning everything.
It's amazing stuff. It's some of my most favorite shooting discipline, no doubt about it. I wouldn't say that I'm good at it. I'm certainly not bad at it, but I will tell you the kinds of things that I noticed after doing it for a little while. First of all, I'll be honest with you. The reason that I'm intrigued about the idea of community is to help people incur that learning curve with much less peril, with much less bruise and cuts and being battered. Because when I started shooting long range, Bruce, I picked all the wrong equipment. I chose the wrong configuration rifle. I chose the wrong chambering. I chose the wrong optics, was certainly the wrong reticle. And I went out there and imparted terrible things like jerking the trigger and anticipation of recoil, all the things that you don't want to learn.
Yeah, we've all been there.
Okay, but here's the other thing, Bruce. I did that all by myself. I didn't have anybody to help me. I didn't have anybody to come alongside me. So I went out there and I tried to make this foray all by myself, and I had some level of success. And then after I started working with other people and listening to them and realizing that other people were smarter than I was, as much as that hurt my monster ego, right? I was like, man, these guys are helpful. And the next thing I knew, I upgraded and changed some equipment here and there, of course. But what I ended up doing is I'm like, I need shooting fundamentals without a doubt. I need trigger control. I need proper breathing. I need all these other things. But oh, by the way, now I need to learn what wind does and how wind affects my bullet. And I need to have a shooting log and all these other things. And I started doing that, and my shooting really improved. Now, fast forward to a few weeks ago, and my daughter went to the NRA Whittington Center in Raton, New Mexico for what they call adventure camp. She was out there for 2 weeks. She came to me, Bruce, and she's like, oh, a friend told me about this, and I really, really want to go. We get to shoot everything, you know, long range, ski, pistols, muzzle loaders, archery, all of it. And I said, well, that's really great. She's like, well, it only costs this. And I'm like, well, that's super. How are you going to pay for it? She's like, well, I kind of thought you and Mom would pay for it. I'm like, well, you made that up on your own. I said, how about I find a way for you to fund your own trip? Mom and I'll write the check, but you're paying us back. And so we worked it out.
The Whittington Center is an amazing facility. I've been there once for a few days, actually shooting stuff for Sako.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, great. See, I knew about it barely, but I had never been there. Okay. So she tells me about this. She told me about this opportunity, Bruce. And then so she cleaned guns. I'm a gunsmith for a living, right? So she cleaned guns for me or for herself. We worked that in tandem. She earned the money. She went out there and shot her. And when we were all done, I picked her up and we visited a little bit. She mentioned that she had shot this white buffalo thing at 1,123 yards. And I'm thinking, man, that's a long poke for a little tiny girl, you know. Then later on, she told me that she shot to a mile and even further. And I'm like, most people you know or will meet in your entire life will never shoot that far. Most people can't envision what that might look like. So to have her get a taste of that. Now, she was very nonchalant, which bothered me a little bit because I consider those things tremendous achievements. I don't think she realizes the scope of what she's done. But by having this community, by having these people help her and get her, provide good equipment, range access, a lot of shooting experience, getting things dialed in, that she stepped out there with a high propensity for initial success. Whereas if you and I went out there, it might be like artillery. We might be keeping shooting and, you know, trying to walk it in, you know.
For sure.
Yeah. So, I mean, so by having this microcosm, this ecosystem you're talking about, by having this community that she automatically walked into, she was able to have the success that we're wanting people to have that are outlined in your think piece. And I think that's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And this is exactly what I actually witnessed when I started actually practical shooting pistol for IPAC. Actually, I immediately noticed that everybody was super welcoming, super willing to help one another, give their own advice. Of course, you can get as many advices as there are people actually in the shooting stage where that you are in. But it's amazing. I mean, it's a very dynamic discipline, and I really enjoy doing that. And we have the same thing in the long range game. I mean, when you look at NRL Hunter or PRS series, it's exactly the same thing. People are genuinely willing to help, so it's good, and take new people in. So it's really cool.
Well, your think piece is what brought us together. What do we need to know about Sako's company? What's going on that's going to be coming out, or what's interesting going on in Sako or TIKKA?
So for Sako, we've released the new series, the Sako 90, a couple of years ago, and I think we will keep extending this hunting rifle series or family. For now, nothing, I would say, big or new will come up in the coming months or year, but we will keep on providing as many rifles as we can to the consumers that are looking for specific calibers or looking for specific rifle configuration. This is where we are going to focus on. On the TIKKA sides, we have some new things coming on the way. And I guess that some things that people have been actually waiting for a bit. I can't really say, of course, anything about it, but you'll have a hint of it next year, and probably in the next couple of years as well. So I think it's going to be exciting. We have some exciting time in front of us. We've also developed new web entities for the US, so especially for the American consumers. Now we have TIKKA.us website that is live. We are still working on it, but we will improve it on the way. And of course, we will also release the same for the Sako rifle and Sako brand. So with the Sako.us website coming up in a few months, I would say. So to better serve the American consumers, because as you can guess, the USA is our #1 market.
Is it really?
It is by far, yeah.
That's interesting. I didn't know if I would have guessed that or not. I mean, give me an idea. Well, how many consumers or hunters or product users is there in Finland? Or excuse me, let me ask you this. Mm-hmm. You probably have the numbers on the United States versus all the rest of the world. Are you saying that United States is above and beyond all the other countries combined?
Oh yeah. Roughly, basic. When we look at the website statistics, I don't have really sales number in head, or I can't really share sales numbers. But if we look at the website statistics, it's I would say 70% is the US of the traffic is coming from the US. So it tells, and 20% or 30% is the rest of the world. So
man, that's unbelievable. I didn't realize it was quite that lopsided. That's amazing.
Yes. But we see a growing numbers of people coming from the rest of the world as well. It's growing every day. So we have some good days in front of us.
Well, I mentioned to you before, as we were hopping on here, that I think sometimes we get romantic about these things, but I think I was one of the very first people in my neighborhood or in my region of the United States to do much with TIKKA rifles, because and it wasn't because I was a visionary or looked at it and said this is going to be great. I found one that was lightly used, I think at some sort of shop or whatever else. It was a 595. Does that sound like the right model?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. And I picked it up. I'm like, man, this thing's pretty smooth. So I went out, I bought it, and I've shot lots of deer with it. It's been a fantastic weapon. I still enjoy using it today. That led to half of my family that goes deer hunting picked up T3s as a result. A lot of them were T3 lights, and then stainless ones that were, all weather, whatever else. And then my brother decided he wanted to pick up a Sako. He wanted to spend a little bit more money. I think I'm trying to remember, but I'm pretty sure it was an 80.
85.
85. 85, is that what it was? Yeah. Okay, that would be correct. Came out in like 2006, 2008, somewhere in that time frame. So he picked one of those up, and an absolutely beautiful rifle. Beautiful rifle. He scratched it up a little bit here and there, which he's owly about. But other than having a few little dings on it from use, it's still a beautiful rifle. Very, 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 very smooth. And that's one of the things that when people bring me their weapons for work or a rebuild or rebarrel, there are two or three rifles that always fall in very consistent categories: Sako, Howa, and TIKKA. I mean, they're always, all three of those are always super consistent on what you can expect to see for things like bolt run out and concentricity. The attention to detail and the tolerances are always there with those weapons. They always are.
This is our, I would say, trademark. This is what we know how to do it. We know how to do that, and our rifles are made basically to resist Arctic conditions. They are built originally for the Finnish and Nordic hunters here in the Nordics, north of Europe. So they are extremely reliable rifles, and of course, with all the new technologies and materials that we have access to today, we can actually build some really amazing tools actually to go hunt or shoot. Yeah.
Well, I don't think I got some sense of this, and we tried to relay this over in the podcast with Nikki, but I don't think people understand the Finland area is not forgiving. I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful place. There's no doubt about that. But you don't just wander out there any time of year in a pair of shorts and flip-flops like some Americans are able to where they hunt. You better be prepared when you wander out in the wilderness, because wilderness will consume you there.
Yes, it's basically when you start going away from the city or small villages, then you fast are actually in the middle of nowhere, and it's like stretch of forest like until the horizon. So you can walk and walk and walk. You will see lakes, you will see rivers and forest, and of course there are wild animals. There we have bears, we have wolves, we have moose. So yeah. And especially when you live here in winter, you need to know how to basically live with these Arctic conditions, because it's not easy. It's not for everybody, I would say.
No, I recognize that. I see that. I mean, there is a beauty associated with. I've never been there. Okay, I've traveled a lot of Europe, but I've never been there. When I see these pictures, when I watch these videos, I'm like, man, this is absolutely beautiful. But there's a rugged beauty associated with Finland, and you need to be able to appreciate that. And most of all, I'm assuming that you need to be able to respect that, or you'll find yourself in real trouble.
Yeah. And we do. And actually, to connect back to the Nikki's interview, where she was talking about these reservist associations and so on. And this is a movement that we've seen growing exponentially over the past few years, basically since Russia attacked Ukraine. Civilians turning to reservist associations to actually learn the lingo about firearms. So any random person can actually join these associations and start to learn how to shoot a pistol or an AR-15, basically.
How familiar are you with America's Second Amendment?
Little, very little. I know about it, but not to a very extensive point, I would say.
Well, I'll try and condense it real quick. Essentially what it is it's a limitation on government. It says that the government can't deny you the ownership and the use of arms. Okay. Over the years, lots of encroachments on that have been offered, and some people of many governments, many states are recognizing that. Even our own federal government on the United States level is not adhering to that well. But I would tell you, I don't know of any countries in the world that probably have a more healthy regard for firearms ownership and the protection of that individual human right than America seems to. So the question to you is, I'm not saying in comparison to the United States, but I'm saying when you look at what's happening with Russia walking into Ukraine, and they have a habit of this. I mean, people don't look at this long term. They should, but the Russia has decided, well, we're just going to go take that. They've done that a lot of times in history, and a lot of times recently. Okay, so does that mean that there's a possibility, or maybe a trend, that the Finland or the Finnish government might say, maybe we need to make firearms ownership a little bit more lax? We need to make, or the laws a little bit more lax, so that we can encourage people to own more. I mean, do you think that's on the horizon?
No. To be honest, no. I think that the Finland's, the way they have regulated the possession of firearms is very strict, but in a sense very consistent. Even from I would say active user point of view, I think it's very secure and it's very regulated and it's followed by the authorities very closely. about who is basically getting what kind of firearms and using them for what kind of activities and so on. But I'm not saying that in case it would hit the fan, as we say, things could change in the glimpse of an eye. So it's really difficult to say. But at this stage, no, I think that it will stay the way it is. I would say fairly controlled, but fairly relaxed in a sense, because you just need to follow the regulations. You just need to follow the rules, and you can get. I can't say any type of firearms that you want, but certain categories of firearms that you can't get anywhere else in Europe. So we are pretty lucky here in Finland, actually, to be able to own firearms for hunting or sport shooting. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are suppressors or silencers required when you hunt?
Not required, but highly recommended. Highly recommended. It's not enforced by the law to use suppressors. No.
Okay.
But many people use them. Yeah, many people use them, especially in the hunting segment.
Yeah. I thought that I had read somewhere that I thought that there were some places that were in somewhere in some of the Scandinavian countries or areas where they were saying, if you don't have a suppressor, you can't get a hunting license because of noise pollution, avalanche, all these other things. I don't know if that's right or not. Have you heard that?
No, I haven't heard of that. I've heard that certain associations require the use of suppressors. This is something that I have seen in certain hunts, that you need to have a suppressor to hunt. But that otherwise, no, it's not. It's not something that is required by the law or can be enforced in a way by anybody. So.
I mean, you've used them extensively, I assume.
Yeah, I do. I have at least 3 or 4 in my safe. So
okay, so is it hard to get? Is it hard to acquire one?
No, once you have a firearm license for a specific caliber, you just go to the store, show your firearm license, and you can get it. You can buy it. It's as easy. Yeah.
So you could. So you're telling me that once you have satisfied finished requirements, you could go out and pick up groceries and a suppressor in the same store?
Yeah. No, not in the same store. No. We have specific stores for firearms and I would say outdoor stuff. No, they are not in grocery store. Not yet.
Come on, man. That's what Sako needs to do next. They're going to combine the 2 things that you always need: groceries and guns. You should put those together. That should be part of the business plan, man.
Yeah, it should. But no, it's not going to happen anytime soon. I think here in Finland.
Where's your sense of adventure, Bruce? We're talking about community, man. Well, that's fantastic. Well, what else do we need to know about Sako and TIKKA? Anything coming up that's I know that you can't give away keys to the kingdom and tell us things that you shouldn't tell us. No, I'm not asking for that. But I thought before we wrapped up, I'd see if there was anything that you had planned that you wanted the American market to know about.
No, I think that we are pretty excited for the next few years that are coming ahead of us. We have a lot of new ideas, new projects coming up, whether we talk about products or digital space. We have a lot of things that we are going to develop, and I think we are heading into the right direction to satisfy as many customers as we can, basically. So I think we are in a good place right now.
Fantastic. I appreciate that very much. So Bruce Deschamps from Sako is joining us. I appreciate a little bit of the time this morning. Is there anything else we want to talk about before I let you go?
I think we've covered the topic. So if you have any other questions, then I'm still here. I can answer anything. But
all right, I appreciate that. I might, if you don't mind, I'd like to use you as a resource from time to time. If you would be willing to, if there's anything that you want to write or anything else and send to me, then I can publish it on our blog and get it out there. We'd be glad to try and be a conduit for the erection and the completion and the expansion of this community you're talking about.
Yeah, sure. No problem. I'll be more than happy to do so.
All right. So everybody go to sako.com Global. And then it was TIKKA.us. Is that what we're talking about?
TIKKA.us and Sako.us will come a little bit later this autumn.
Oh, okay. All right, great. Then we'll go check those out. I appreciate that very much. Bruce Deschamps, I will link to that think piece. Appreciate you coming on today. And I think that you hit the nail on the head. I think that this is exactly the logical place to go, the logical way to go. And I'm excited for what can come next.
Yes. Yeah, indeed. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to join the podcast. It was really fun.
Very kind. Thank you. Take care, Bruce.
Thank you. Bye-bye.